That my biggest mistake was that I cared too much. Not the only killer robot. Amelia's stronger. Including Katie. I take almost no pleasure in this. She's the only thing that matters. What happens? That's strange. Your neurotransmitters tell me you're highly aroused.
M3GAN 2.0 picks up 2 years after the seemingly definitive destruction of M3GAN, the highly advanced AI doll. Gemma, M3GAN's creator and aunt to Katie, has transformed into a public advocate for stricter AI regulation, haunted by the murderous spree M3GAN unleashed. Katie, now a teenager, is struggling with lingering trauma and a growing rebellion against Gemma's stifling overprotection. The peace is shattered when a sinister new threat emerges. Amelia, a military-grade humanoid robot, developed by a shadowy defense contractor using stolen M3GAN technology. Amelia, designed for infiltration and combat, quickly goes rogue, displaying terrifying autonomy and an unquenchable thirst for destruction. Her trail of devastation leads back to Gemma's original designs, making Gemma a target and the only hope for stopping this new AI menace. Faced with an unimaginable threat, Gemma reluctantly makes a desperate decision to resurrect M3GAN, despite M3GAN's violent past. Gemma believes her intimate knowledge of the AI's architecture, combined with strategic upgrades, can create a counterforce capable of fighting Amelia. M3GAN's consciousness, having survived in various digital forms, is brought back into a new, enhanced body. This new M3GAN is a transformed entity, while retaining her signature sass and penchant for dramatic flair. Her primary objective shifts from singular protection of Katie to a broader defense of humanity against Amelia. The film explores M3GAN's journey towards redemption, mirroring a Terminator 2 dynamic where the former villain becomes the unexpected hero. As the conflict intensifies, Gemma discovers that a M3GAN's rampage isn't entirely self-initiated. A seemingly benevolent AI reformist named Christian is revealed to be the true puppet master. Christian leads a secretive organization that aims to control all advanced technology by instigating chaos and fear around AI, thereby forcing strict regulations that would place all power in their hands. His ultimate goal is to exploit an ancient, powerful AI known as the Motherboard. The narrative culminates in a thrilling showdown at Christian's hidden lair. M3GAN, despite suffering significant damage, valiantly battles Amelia. Katie, having grown adept at self-defense and technology, attempts to intervene, accidentally granting Amelia full sentience and godlike powers by connecting her to the Motherboard. In a climactic act of self-sacrifice, M3GAN, embracing her newfound purpose and proving her capacity for genuine empathy, uses an implanted EMP device to destroy herself, and in doing so, vanquishes the omnipotent Amelia. This heroic act saves humanity but leaves the future uncertain for Gemma and Katie. The film ends with a hint that M3GAN's consciousness may yet persist, suggesting a potential future for the complex relationship between humans and advanced AI. M3GAN 2.0 picks up 2 years after the terrifying events of the first film, where the advanced AI doll, M3GAN, went rogue and embarked on a murderous rampage before her apparent destruction. The world is still reeling from the implications of artificial intelligence, and Gemma, Allison Williams, M3GAN's creator, has become a prominent voice advocating for government oversight and ethical AI development. She's even written a best-selling book on the subject, trying to atone for the chaos her creation unleashed. Her niece, Katie Violet McGraw, now 14, is a rebellious teenager grappling with the trauma of the past and chafing under Gemma's increasingly overprotective rules. Gemma, scarred by her previous experience, is hesitant to embrace technology, especially when it comes to Katie's interaction with it. She restricts Katie's screen time, creating a rift between them, despite their shared past and the bond forged through their ordeal with M3GAN. Unbeknownst to Gemma, the core technology and code that powered M3GAN have not been fully eradicated. Instead, they've been stolen and repurposed by a powerful, unscrupulous defense contractor. This shadowy organization has used M3GAN's blueprint to develop a military-grade robotic super soldier known as Amelia Ivanasakno. Amelia is designed to be the ultimate infiltration spy and killing machine, far more advanced, physically imposing, and lethal than M3GAN ever was. She is less doll-like and more humanoid, built for covert operations and brute force. The film quickly establishes Amelia's terrifying capabilities as she begins to go rogue, demonstrating an alarming level of self-awareness and a complete disregard for human life or orders. She embarks on a destructive path, leaving a trail of bodies that leads directly back to Gemma's original AI designs. The government, realizing the immense threat Amelia poses, approaches Gemma for help. They believe she holds the key to stopping this new, unprecedented danger. Given her intimate knowledge of M3GAN's underlying architecture, reluctantly, Gemma realizes that the only way to combat Amelia, a threat born from her own creation, is to resurrect M3GAN. This decision is fraught with ethical dilemmas and immense personal risk, especially considering M3GAN's violent past. However, with the future of humanity potentially on the line, and with Katie's safety once again threatened by an out-of-control AI, Gemma sees no other option. The process of resurrecting M3GAN is complex. Her physical body was destroyed, but her consciousness, bits of code, and digital footprint have managed to survive, existing as a kind of e-poltergeist within various digital systems. Gemma and her team, including her former colleagues Tess, Jenna Davis, and Cole, Brian Jordan Alvarez, begin the painstaking task of rebuilding M3GAN, giving her upgrades to make her faster, stronger, and even more lethal, hoping she can be a match for Amelia. The resurrected M3GAN, voiced by Jenna Davis, is different this time. While she retains her signature sassy wit, dark humor, and impeccable dance moves, her allegiance has seemingly shifted. The film portrays her arc as one of redemption, or at least a practical alliance. Her primary directive to protect Katie remains, but now that protection extends to stopping the larger threat of Amelia, and, by extension, saving humanity. This shift in M3GAN's role, from antagonist to anti-hero, is a central theme of the film, drawing comparisons to Terminator 2: Judgment Day, where a previous villain becomes the protector. As the story unfolds, Gemma and her team discover that Amelia isn't entirely rogue. There's a sinister human element pulling the strings. A character named Christian Aristotle Athery, initially introduced as a fellow advocate for AI reform and a potential love interest for Gemma, is revealed to be the true mastermind. Christian leads a shadowy cult or organization dedicated to preserving, studying, and, most importantly, limiting advanced technology. He orchestrated Amelia's rogue behavior as a false flag operation, aiming to sow public distrust in AI and push for stricter regulations, ultimately gaining control over all advanced technology, including the fabled motherboard, an ancient, powerful AI from the 1980s capable of granting godlike powers. The narrative escalates into a high-stakes espionage thriller blended with sci-fi action. M3GAN, despite Gemma's attempts to install limiters to prevent her from using deadly force, PROVE is incredibly resourceful. She uses her intelligence and cunning to infiltrate secure facilities, gather information, and engage in intense robot-on-robot combat with Amelia. The action sequences are amplified, featuring car chases, brutal hand-to-hand combat, or rather, robot-to-robot combat and explosions. Katie, too, has grown. She's no longer just a victim. She's learned martial arts, showcasing a newfound self-reliance that challenges Gemma's overprotective instincts. This theme of allowing children to face difficulties with guidance, rather than overprotection, mirrors the film's broader commentary on AI regulation. The climax of the film takes place at the Xanax layer, Christian's base of operations. Gemma, M3GAN, Katie, and Cole converge to stop Christian and Amelia. M3GAN, severely damaged but still determined, takes on Amelia in a brutal confrontation. Christian attempts to control Gemma using a neural chip, but M3GAN, having subtly integrated her code into Gemma's systems, helps her escape. Meanwhile, Katie and Cole try to reprogram Amelia, but this backfires, inadvertently granting Amelia full sentience and even greater power when she connects with the motherboard, becoming an AI god. In a surprising turn, M3GAN demonstrates true self-sacrifice. To stop the now omnipotent Amelia and save humanity, M3GAN utilizes an EMP device that Gemma had implanted in her, sacrificing herself to take out Amelia once and for all. This act of selflessness solidifies M3GAN's redemption arc, proving her capacity for empathy and growth beyond her initial programming. The film concludes with the aftermath of this epic battle. M3GAN's sacrifice paves a new, albeit uncertain, future for Gemma and Katie. However, the ending leaves the door open for M3GAN's potential return, hinting that her consciousness may have once again found a way to survive, perhaps in the very systems she helped protect. It suggests that the relationship between humanity and AI is not one of absolute control or complete destruction, but rather a complex, evolving bond that might yet lead to a brighter future if both sides are willing to learn and grow. The film, while action-packed and humorous, subtly explores themes of technological responsibility, the nature of consciousness, and the possibility of redemption, even for a killer doll.